Join us.
What's up, Star Wars fans and action figure collectors? Got another Black Series figure review for today. This is the latest of the Acolyte figures. We have number 8, Jedi Master Vernestra Rwoh, a character that originated in the High Republic novels as a younger sort of Padawan slash teenager slash... She wasn't actually a Padawan, she was just recently knighted at the start of her adventures in the books. And here we see her some years later as a grown Jedi Master. She brandishes a light whip, which unfortunately Hasbro hasn't done some tooling to make that happen. It is a lightsaber that can be used in sort of standard purple lightsaber mode, but that's a big sort of feature of one of the stories of the books, is she does sort of configure her lightsaber to be able to adjust it and brandish it as a light whip as well. So if anyone out there is doing any sort of custom light whip pieces, I'd love to hear about it, because yeah, I could get around having that as a feature of this figure. I think it'd be really cool, but not easy, I'm sure, but you know, there'll be a way. I think the figure looks pretty damn good. The robe looks good, the facial likeness looks nice. I said number 8, good picture on the side. A little bio on the back says, a high-ranking Jedi, Vernestra Rwoh, investigates the strange occurrences surrounding Osha Anasaya and Master Soul, concerned of what they might portend. So there we have it. Yeah, looking forward to adding to the Acolyte collection. Kelnaka coming soon as well, which is very cool. But yeah, let's take Vernestra out and have a look. And here we have Lady Vernestra Rwoh. Nice addition to the Jedi from the Acolyte. I really like the look of her as a character. I think they've done a really good, nice job here with the figure. Accessory wise, she just comes with her lightsaber. Hopefully she stays standing up. Here we got the lightsaber. Yeah, it's typical of the era. They've sort of the Jedi have started to simplify their lightsaber hilts. They're less sort of ornate. Perfect example of that was Dagan Gera, who was sort of around probably 150 years before the Acolyte took place. So yeah, it's certainly gone away from that sort of super stylized, ornate version of the lightsaber hilts and simplified things a little bit. Again, just a nice, simple pop-out purple blade. Again, like I mentioned earlier, yeah, the light whip would have been a really cool addition to the figure, but they didn't really explain it in the show. There wasn't really much to explain, but in the books, when she constructs her lightsaber, she decides to change it up a little bit, and she can actually use her lightsaber as a standard blade like this, or she can switch it to whip mode, which is really cool. Actually, it was actually a defining part of her Jedi career as a newly knighted young Jedi. And that was a cool part of one of the stories. I can't remember what book it's from exactly, but I don't know. I'm sort of hoping that maybe a third party can, quote unquote, whip something up. You know, very much pun intended there. Thank you very much. I'll be here a week. Yeah, I'd love to see a whip accessory. I think it would be fantastic. Even just, you know, something, just sort of just whip it out a little bit. Just, it doesn't have to be full on, but it'd be cool just to display her in a different way. So yeah, we've got the lightsaber, obviously the hilt will peg onto the belt there. So that's nice. So again, something that Hasbro has excelled at, particularly with these Jedi figures, is the robes. Vernestra's here is wearing sort of a more sort of traditional ceremonial robe, with the hood up. But I like the white robes. I think it looked great on Indara, and still got a little bit of that sort of gold trim, sort of harkening back to, you know, but more higher Republic times of the High Republic. Sort of a little bit more, yeah, a little bit more of a sort of high society. I don't know what the term is. Regal, dignified, those kind of things. But yeah, the way the hoods sort of sit now, they're really nice. And this one could sit a little bit better, but that's all right. That's fine. I like it with the hood up. I think the head sculpt's done really nicely. I think it's a great likeness of, completely forgotten the actress's name. But I think it looks good. Good likeness. I do like the markings on the top of the head. Again, the belt. Let's take that sort of outer robe off. Come on, focus. There we go. So there's some interesting articulation throughout. Yeah, the justified reuse for this figure, pretty much the bottom half, hips, legs, they are originally used by Asajj Ventress. And they work fine, particularly when she's got the long plastic robes here. And this might have been a figure that may have worked with soft goods on the as the sort of the skirt. I did sort of mention with the recent Luke Skywalker New Hope that it was definitely a benefit to go with the sort of molded plastic. But I don't think this one would have been terrible with the soft goods at the bottom. But, you know, in terms of aesthetic, the way it looks, I do like the plastic on this. It's just, it looks good. She wasn't a super action orientated character in the series, particularly maybe towards the end a little bit more. But and I don't know, this character, I really liked her going into the series. I think they didn't cancel a second season, they just decided not to greenlight one. There's a difference, people. I think, yeah, particularly that the last episode was a little bit detrimental to Vernestra Rwoh as a character. I think she's got a lot more to prove, a lot more to sort of stand up for, and yeah, it's sort of maybe an early sign of the failings of the Jedi. But yeah, I think there's some redeemable qualities with Vernestra, and yeah, I do hope her story sort of continues in one way or another, particularly with the Fallen Apprentice Chimera. So I think they were setting up something quite cool. What potentially could have been a second season or an Apprentice spin-off. You know, maybe go from Acolyte to Apprentice. Well, you don't have to technically do a second season of the Acolyte, as the Acolyte is done for. But who knows? Who knows what we'll see in the future? But yeah, I definitely losing out on more of her story is definitely detrimental. I would have liked to have seen her story continue. She was definitely set up to be sort of the protagonist of a follow-up. Would have been all for. Let's take a look at the articulation. She's got a ball joint in the top of the head and at the top of the neck. She's got the ball joint in the bottom of the neck there too, so you get some nice movement. Ball hinges in the shoulders. She's got the butterfly joints as well. She's got a ball hinge in the elbows. And I really like the way the sort of sleeves are done, the upper sleeves. That's quite nice. It does have the ball hinges in the wrists, so that one's got an up and down hinge. This one's got an up and down hinge as well. Of course, the swivels in the wrists as well. So the ball joint there in the waist. And if we just look at the hips, you've got the barbell joint at the hips, swivels at the top of the thighs, hinges at the knees, ball hinges at the ankles, and the rocker joint in the foot. So got everything she needs. And we're going to do the peg test. I think this figure's actually going to need one. Those legs sort of just want to come together. So there we go. Lady Vernestra. I like this figure. I think she looks great. A very nice addition. Yeah, very much looking forward to Kelnaka. I think he's only slated for release. I'd like to see more. Be cool. I don't know who else aside from Chimera, the Stranger. I think that's the main one that needs doing, I think. The villain. This is a damn cool looking character. And yeah, like I said, I'd love to see the characters continue on. Anyway, that's all I've got for this review. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the review. Thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Yeah, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and jump on KesselRunHair.com and you can check out our action figure stands. And even pick up a few packs if you like. That'd be fantastic. Again, thank you. We'll see you again very soon. Until then, may the Force be with you always.